Hi guys, happy 4th of July. It's Sunday before the 4th. I got some information for the eastern end of the UP for the deer camp survey. I didn't get all the information that I had wanted. They don't go back that far. They've started to delete years from previous years. They've started to delete to free up some space to keep what's present. So I have some information, but not quite like everything I wanted. So I will start off by saying there are 5 DMU units in the eastern end compared to 17 DMU units in the western end. The number of camps in the eastern end, and this is from 2004, was 88 camps participated in this survey. And in 2021, they had 113 camps. Number of hunters in 2004 was 398 compared to 508 in 2021. Days averaged hunted per hunter was 6 days in 04 and 5 days in 2021. The percentage of hunters killing a buck in 2004 was 20%, and in 2021 was 20%. The percentage of hunters killing antlerless deer in 2004 was 4%. 2021 was 3%. Bucks observed per hunter for the entire season in 2004 was 1. In 2021 was 2. Antlerless observed 2004 there was 9. 2021 was 10. So there isn't really much difference from 2004 to 2021. The average deer observed per hunter in 2004 was at 1.5, and in 2021 was 2.3. Does per buck observed on opening day in 2004 was 3 does per buck, and in 2021 was 3. So there ain't much different. There's nothing different there. Now getting down to what they say about, the size of the deer herd and the rating of the season. This is the only 2 things that I have but I wanted other things like their comments, what each camp had said back in 2004. But the biggest thing from what that guy told me was they were pushing the QDM. The whole UP was pushing QDM, for the antler point restrictions, which they got. The size of the deer herd in 2004, most camps said there was 5% more, and in 2021 it was 19%. So there's a big difference in the size of the herd. Some of them camps were saying. And then they said 24% was the same in 2004 versus 2003, and 34% said the same as 2021 versus 2020. And then 71% of the camps said there was less deer in 2004 versus 2003. In 2021, less deer, 47% versus 2020. And the rating of the season, excellent, was 1% in 2004 and 2% in 2021. Good was 11% in 2004 and 21% in 2021. Fair was 25% in 2004, 30% in 2021. And poor, 63% of the camps said it was poor, and 47% of the camps in 2021 said it was poor. So that's all the information I really have I wanted more, but I couldn't get it. That's why it took so long to get this done. But some of the comments that I had in my last comparison, some people were interested in trying to hunt the UP. I will say this, hunting the UP is totally different. It's a different experience. It's a whole new ball game. It's no walk in the park. You got to do your homework. I will say that. You got to do your homework. There's plenty of state land up there, paper company property, federal property. There's all kinds of places to go and hunt. You just got to do your homework. You got to get yourself a GPS or get one of them. I got the onX and it's on my phone, and that works wonders. I mean, I found some areas up in my where my camp is that I never knew was there, and I'm currently checking those out. I hunted in 2 of the spots last year, and the good thing about the onX, and I'm not, like I said, they're no sponsor of this channel, but the good thing about it is you don't need phone service for it to work. You just put it on airplane mode on your phone and it's there. It keeps track where you go, keeps track. You can put where your trail cameras are. You can use an icon to put, there's numerous things you can use it for. But I'm not discouraging anybody from trying the UP, but it's totally different than the rest of the state. I will say that. Don't go up there thinking you're gonna see, 40, 50, 60 deer like you can down here in one day. I mean, it's the last few years they've came back in our area. There was times where I went for 2 weeks and didn't see one deer, and I hunted dark to dark. So, but it's the camaraderie at deer camp is about 80% of why I still go up there. I just love going up to camp, hanging out, playing cards and doing whatever. And if I want to sit on the front porch and hunt deer, I can. So, but my suggestion is if anybody is thinking about trying to go to UP to hunt, you got to do some homework. You got to talk to some people, get online, go on maps, check it out. I will. And another thing too is I would stay south of US 28 out of the snow belt, because when it snows in the snow belt, them deer are gone. They start migrating. They start migrating south. And when they have a lot of snow up there, we usually see deer, starting to see them because they're starting to already come down. But I would stay south of 28 if you wanted to go up there and hunt. I know some guys that have a camp way up in Michigami, and they didn't see hardly anything in the last few years. They're up there where they get snow. They just don't measure it in the inches, they measure it in the feet. And I was up there one year hunting at their camp over Thanksgiving, and it was up to my waist. Them deer were long gone. They can't move in that snow. But no, it's a whole new ballgame. It's like hunting in a different world going up there to hunt. You got to contend with the wolves, but you may enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it. I just love going up there, staying at camp, and just I wouldn't have it any other way. Besides, I got too much time, money, and effort spent into over 35 years of hunting up there. So I will say, if you ever decided to hunt up there, make sure you bring a compass and tell somebody where you're going to be. We had, I'll tell you a little story here. We had a guy come to our camp back in the 90s, and he never hunted the UP. And he was a friend of a friend. I didn't really know him. And I told him point blank, I says, if you shoot a deer, don't go looking for it by yourself, because otherwise we'll be looking for you. Well, come evening of our first night up there, he never came back. Never came back, never came back. I'm assuming he fell out of his tree stand, and we were gonna go out there where he was hunting. I put him in a spot. I thought we'd find him at the bottom base of a tree. his truck was still there where he parked it, and he was nowhere to be found. Long story short, he shot a deer, went tracking it. He got back to my cabin at like 5:30 in the morning, packed his stuff and left. Didn't say nothing. In fact, up until a couple years ago, I haven't been back there since, in that area where he was hunting, but his tree stand was still there. He didn't even bother taking it down, and he got in his car and left. I never heard higher hair of him ever from that day on, because he knew he was wrong. What he had did was the deer crossed the creek up there, and it just went, and it went, and he just kept going and going. And he come up to a 2-track, and instead of going right, he went left, and it just kept going and going and going. He finally got to somebody's cabin that was there, told him whereabouts he was. They brought him back to his truck, and he come back. But that was a sleepless time, because I felt responsible for him, but I wasn't gonna go. The guy he came with was mad at me because we didn't go out looking for him. I'm like, well, there's no sense of going to look for him, because we didn't know what way he went. If he went this way, or this way, or what. I said that we're better off waiting till daylight and then call the authorities, because there was no way we would have found him. We had no way knowing what way he went. So the moral of the story is, always bring a compass and tell somebody where you're at. It's always good to hunt with somebody up there. You know, that way you guys can, both of you can track or whatever. But it's, when I go up there, when I'm hunting by myself, I leave a note on the kitchen table of the cabin of where I'm at, and I don't hunt no other spot that day from what's said on that note that's on the table, just so somebody knows where I'm at. And there's been times where I did shoot a deer and I went and got help, but don't be afraid to ask. And I'll be more than welcome to help anybody if they want any information on some areas to go. I don't really want to pinpoint areas to go and make other people mad. But if you want to contact me on my email, whitetailwarriors1@yahoo.com, I can give you some pointers on where to go if you were interested in going up there. I know a few guys that commented that they were thinking about trying to go up there. But like I said, the biggest thing is do your homework. So, but anyway, I hope everybody has a safe 4th of July, which is tomorrow. Be safe if you're doing your fireworks. Make sure you got water by them. It's been dry conditions. It won't take much to catch something on fire. So, hope everybody's enjoying their summers, and we'll talk to you next time.